Hello class, welcome back to our second day of digital learning. Thank you to everyone who logged in yesterday and completed their digital learning assignments. So yesterday we had quite a bit to do, but today is going to be a little bit lighter. And I will be responding and giving you guys feedback to your discussion post later today from our assignment yesterday. So yesterday, we looked at the different ways to represent data and the different ways we're going to see data represented throughout this unit, and why we would use some representations over others. We talked a little bit about centrals of measured tendency and what they are, meaning that we talked about what is the mean, the median, and the mode, and the range. Today, we're going to look at okay, well, how do we find those? And I know that you guys have done this in years prior, but we're going to review it again today because it's always good to practice. So, today we are going to use this provided data set to find the mean, the median, and the mode. So the mean, we need to remember, is the average number for a data set. Mean and average are synonymous words. They mean the same thing. We find this by adding all of the numbers and dividing them by the total number of data points. So in this case, we're going to be dividing by 11, and we get that 11 by counting our data points. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 data points. So let's add together all of our data points like we see here, and we get 53. Please, guys, feel free to use a calculator or the calculator on your computer, your phone, or tablet to do this adding. We don't want to make simple mistakes. And we divide 53 by 11. So if we do 53 divided by 11, we get a decimal of 4.82. So the average number, or the mean number, for our example data set is 4.82. And that looks about right. It looks like we have a good, about half the numbers above that, half the numbers below. That looks about right. Next, let's look at how do we find the median. The median is the middle number in a data set when the numbers are ordered from least to greatest. All right, guys, least to greatest. So, as you can see here, I have ordered all of our numbers from least to greatest. In order to find the middle number, the method that I like to do, I've shown below right here. I like to cross one off on each side until I land at the middle number. So 1 on the right, 1 on the left, 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 1 on the right, and we land at 4. So our median for this data set is 4. Next, we have the mode. So the mode is the most frequently occurring number in a data set. What number occurs most often? So it's good to put your numbers in alphabetical or in order from least to greatest. To see the mode, you don't have to, but I like to because it makes it a lot more clear. So as you can see, I just erased where we had crossed off to find the median so I could see the list ordered again. So looking at it ordered, I see that the only number that repeats at all is the 1. We have 3 of them right here. The 2 doesn't repeat, 3 doesn't repeat, 4 doesn't repeat, and so on. No other numbers repeat. So the most frequently occurring number in our data set is 1. That would be the mode for this data set. Next, we'll start looking into the numbers that are a part of that 5-number summary used to make box and whisker plots. The first one we'll look at is the minimum value. So the minimum value is the smallest value in a data set. The smallest number. When we find the range, we use the maximum value and the minimum value. Just like the minimum is the smallest number, the maximum is the largest number. In our data set, we can see that our maximum is 14 and our minimum is 1. So our range would be 14 minus 1. Our minimum value would be 1, and our maximum value would be 14. Next, we have our lower quartile and upper quartiles, right? So our Q1 and our Q3. Now, I know that these seem confusing because they're a little new and you haven't been working with them as long as you have mean, median, and mode. But I promise it's not as confusing as you think. So let's go back up to our ordered data set up here. And I'm going to show you how this breaks down. So the lower quartile simply means that it's the median of the left half of the data. Okay? So we know that our median is 4. And so the left half of our data would be to the left of that median. The right half of our data, or the greater half of our data, would be to the right. So let's take just the numbers on the left of the median. We pull those down, and then we find the median of that half. So we cross off 1 on the left, 1 on the right, 1 on the left, 1 on the right, and our Q1, or the median of the first half of our data, is 1. Now we do the same thing with the second half of our data. And we take that and we bring it all the way down, and then we find the median of our second half. So cross 1 on the right, 1 on the left, 1 on the left, 1 on the right, and the median of our second half of our data is 7. So our Q3 equals 7. And the last thing we're going to talk about today, and we touched on this yesterday, is the interquartile range. The interquartile range is found by subtracting the lower quartile from the upper quartile. So our formula for this would look like interquartile range, IQR, equals Q3 minus Q1. That would be our formula, and we know what our Q3 and our Q1 are. Our Q3 was 7 minus our Q1, which was 1. So the IQR of our data set is 6. So I know that some of this is review, but please feel free to go through your practice and follow along with the video. Because as you can see, I have your practice right here. For your practice, I've provided you with this data set here. I want you to order it from least to greatest and then find me the mean, the mode, the minimum, the maximum, the range, the median, the lower quartile, the upper quartile, and the interquartile range. So if you're really struggling with this, please follow through and complete each step along with me in this video. I will also have some links to some Khan Academy videos, some additional instructional videos, and some additional practice in the Tuesday folder under E-Class. When you've completed this practice work, either take a picture of the notebook paper that you copied it down onto and upload that to E-Class, or if you typed it on the computer, upload me that Word document or PDF. I look forward to seeing all of you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow we will have a lesson looking at two-way tables and possibly a short quiz. So, if you guys have any questions, of course, leave me a comment in our communication board at the very top of the E-Class page. Feel free to email me, and I'll be reaching out to touch base with everybody later today. So good luck with day 2 of digital learning. I hope everything's going well with your other classes, and I will see you tomorrow.